The battle for Qusair between the Syrian government and rebel forces has been raging for days. The opposition says it's also fighting Hezbollah militants from nearby Lebanon who are aiding Syrian troops. This footage, which cannot be verified, appears to show the aftermath of Syrian government airstrikes Monday. Opposition activists claim hundreds of people have died. The European Union, responding to the worsening violence, voted on Monday against renewing an embargo on arms to the Syrian opposition, a move pushed by France and Britain. William Hague is the British Foreign Secretary.
It sends a very strong message from Europe to the Assad regime of what we think of the continued brutality and murder and criminality of this regime. And while we have no immediate plans to send arms to Syria, it gives us the flexibility to respond in the future if the situation continues to deteriorate and worsen.
The EU decision was about more than ramping up diplomatic pressure, says David Butter, Associate Fellow at the London-based research group CHATHAM House.
There probably will be some new weapons coming into the arena. This would not be sufficient, I think, to change the balance of power between the regime and the rebels, but it could well make things more difficult for the regime at the moment, in a period when they have been making some advances.
Russia, a long-time ally of Syria, said the EU decision would pour what it called fuel on the fire. Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Ryabkov confirmed that Russia is supplying advanced anti-aircraft missile systems to President Assad, saying it's part of a long-standing contract.
Мы считаем эту поставку стабилизирующим.
We believe that these deliveries are a stabilizing factor, and we think that such steps very much restrain some hotheads from an opportunity to transform this conflict into an international conflict with outside forces taking part.
The announcement raises more questions, says David Butter of CHATHAM House.
How these weapons physically will be supplied, whether Russian technicians will be needed to train the Syrians to operate them inside Syria, and of course what the reaction of Israel would be to what it sees as a change in the strategic balance, as they don't really see much differentiation between Syria and Hezbollah.
US Secretary of State John Kerry met Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov in Paris Monday as efforts continued to arrange a Syria peace conference. But there was no agreement on a date, nor on the parties that will take part. Henry Ridgwell for VOA News, London.